Hey, what's up, everybody? BO44 coming at you with the video. So I want to document a dream that I had this morning. Well, last night, heading to this morning. Because today, of course, the car. If you follow my um, previous video, which is probably something not most people ain't gonna watch, since it's 30 minutes long, but my car just got repoed for the third time in the last 7 months. Um, the only reason why that happened is because I haven't obviously paid it. And the only reason I haven't paid it is because I've chosen not to work, and at the same time, all my money is wrapped up in AMC, as you guys probably know. I think most people who watch me know that already. I don't harbor any shame about my mental health issues. I've kept myself from going back to work because I've been overly anxious about it, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. But the dream I had last night, I don't know if it alluded to anything at all, but it stuck out crazy. It was super crazy how it went. So basically, the dream I had was, I was, so I don't know where this place was. It looked like a school, maybe a high school or a college or something, but it was a place with a bunch of floors, right? And it's an outdoor type of setup, but you look up and you can see many levels of walkways that connect two buildings. So, like, if you can imagine, you see these like several bridges, but you can look up and see one, two, three, four, five on stacked on top of each other, and they all lead from one building to the next. So, I looked up from the bottom, from the floor level. I looked up and I saw someone I knew, whoever it was. It wasn't anybody in real life, but it was someone I knew, acting as if they were going to jump. They were at the top, the highest one, maybe the fourth level up, and they were joking, but they were acting like they were going to jump. And I went and I said, "Yo, hey, no, don't even play like that, bro. Don't even play like that. You know people can fall, blah blah blah. You know people can't fall." And I turned my head to the left, and a man had jumped at that very second to his death. Now, before he hit the ground, I looked away. You know what I mean? I didn't look at the impact itself. I saw him fall. I saw him getting ready, and I quickly looked away to keep myself from seeing it. But of course, I looked back and saw him down there. And I woke up immediately. But it was just so very poignant, the dream that I had, very poignant. Because, I don't know if poignant's the right word, but it stuck out in my head. It was a very, very sharp feeling that I felt when I woke up, because it was the very worry that I had for my friend, whoever that was, the very concern I had for them. And I was telling them, like, this is what could happen. This is what happens all the time. This is what happens to people, right? You can't do that. Don't do that, because this is what happens. In rhythm, like literally in rhythm. You look to the left and then you see this person falling. I don't know if they jumped. I don't know if that part was even defined in the dream, but the point was they had fallen. The very thing I warned him about was the very thing we saw that very next second. And I just felt like that alluded to maybe some of the stuff that I'm going through. It's like, a lot of this is foreseeable, bro. Don't do that. You're going to get this. And then I woke up in the morning and a voice was in my head saying, you get a job, probably a lot of these concerns go away. And I alluded to that in my video as well, that I was in prayer, somewhat halfway in prayer, waking up in this morning, just good morning to God. And the voice basically said, you can get a job and a lot of these problems go away. And then, it was one of those situations where it's like, well, yeah, I know that, but I can't make my problems go away unless I can initiate within myself to not do what it is that's otherwise unwise, And I was wondering if I was seeing myself, if both of those people represented me up there. One of them's pretending, like, toying with his life, doing things that could risk falling off, and then you look to the left, and this person falls, like, completely. He does. I felt like it was almost like alluding to the fact that this thing was telling me to get, this voice was telling me to get a job while the car was already gone. You see what I'm saying? In real time, the car was probably, as I was waking up in the morning, the car was probably already being towed. And I'm getting this voice in my head telling me, hey, you probably should go get a job. Like, I'm gonna need the car to get the job. Now I don't have the car anymore, so what are we doing? I think, all in all, The dreams can allude to a lot of things. I've been seeing a lot of stuff, online. People, stuff just happening. People losing their lives in various ways, and I think some of that probably has something to do with why that dream was in that fashion. But I just think the most important thing was it's just the timing of it all. You know, friend, don't do this. It can happen to you. And look over and it happens to someone else. So it's like, I don't know. I wonder what that dream represented. And then looking at how my day has unfolded, I wonder if it was alluding to something or if it was preparing me for something or what have you. So yeah, I want to document that, man. I want to document that. And just tell, obviously, take the wisdom. Don't play with heights. Don't toy around with your life. But most importantly, if you're feeling as down as to take your own life, if you're feeling as down as to do something like that, it's so much that comes with that you leave behind for people to suffer. It's so much. I think about Miss Regina King. She lost her son. It's so wild. I guess since I'm documenting something, I can tell you this is something that came in my head when I saw the news of her son's passing. I remember when I was about 7 years old, 8 years old, I was in a Blockbuster video with my mom. And mind you, I'm 37 years of age. It's a Blockbuster video with my 7 or 8 years old. And Regina King was in front of us, in the line. And she said something to my mom, looked at the movie. We were holding the tape we had in our hand. And she said, I like that movie, something. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I was so young, I don't really remember. But I remember her telling my mom that she felt so sick. Regina King was having a very, very tough time in the Blockbuster with us. She was waiting for a movie. She was the next person up, but she had her head down. Like she was in such pain. She was so sick. And I just wondered, it dawned on me, I lined up the timeline. It's a lot of things, right? But I wonder if she was pregnant with Ian, her son who had just passed. I wonder if she was going through that at that time, because the timeline, in my mind, adds up. It's kind of around that time. Maybe not. But the point is, it's just one of those situations where my heart goes out to her because I know her son, he took it upon himself. He did this to himself, and I sympathize with anybody who feels that way, because I felt like that many times in my life. I don't feel like that today, but the dream, it alluded to such things, and so it ties together. I think at the end of the day, you just feel bad about coming here with your problems, knowing that you could trigger others, knowing that some people are going through a lot worse than you are. But I think when I come to you with stuff like this, for me, it's like, I want to help. I want to put people in a mindset to say, look at the signs. The signs are there, or, go get some help for yourself, or don't take my path, or something like that. That's always my intention. It's never to trigger others and send them in the worst place. And I'm sensitive to anything and everything could trigger someone no matter what. But I'm hopeful that anybody who feels that way, just think about fighting a little harder for the things that matter to you, for the people that matter to you. I saw another situation where a young lady on my Facebook, her little brother did the same thing. Saw this yesterday, hours before the information came out about Ian. This lady had posted him. Her brother, wrote her a nice long letter. She shared it with everybody, let us know. He was telling us he loved her and loved her family and take care of everybody, and y'all get through it, that kind of thing. And it's like, man, she showed us her response and how she was reacting. It was heartbreaking, And it's just like, man, you gotta understand that, like, it's worth it to get the help. It's worth it to fight that for the loved ones that you have here, man, because you can leave them traumatized. You can leave them without ever having the ability to pick up the pieces. They're never the same again. And I think about that. That's one of the things that keeps me from allowing myself to get there. That's what has kept me going. The one time I felt really strongly about leaving this earth, my little sister called me up fortuitously, at random, and asked me if I was feeling suicidal. Now, if that ain't a sign something above me is working, it's stuff. Now, mind you, I don't talk to my little sister like that. I don't. This was random. But she just had this weird urging feeling to call me and ask me that very, very, very serious question. Do I feel like killing myself? I don't remember what I told her. I probably didn't tell her the truth. But the answer was, yep, right then and there. At that moment, hell yeah, I was. That's where I was at. It's exactly where I was at. And she tapped into it, man. And she told me how she felt. And, like, I can't do that. I would destroy her if I did that. You know, and so that made me think about it. Made me really consider what it meant to just kind of hold on, you know. So yeah, man, this is a dark topic, but it's one with an ending that should be hopeful, because I'm telling you that I'm considering sticking around even through the worst of my things, because I care about people who would be affected by my passing. I care about not putting them through that. And so that's enough reason to get yourself some help. That's enough reason to fight it through. That's enough reason to stay where you're at and whatever it is you're going through. And if you stop caring about the people you love, you know what I mean? You lose yourself completely, and that's something that you need those loved ones to help you come back from. You know, so don't shut them out like I've done in some cases. Don't shut them out. Bring them back in and let them love you back to health. Nurse you back to health with their care. That's what my sisters were able to do to me. And I'm hopeful that through this message, you allow your loved ones to help you, or you be that help for them. My condolences to, you know, Regina King and the family. This young lady, I didn't mention her name, I don't know it. But her and her brother, obviously we pray for them. And anybody who's feeling like this thing is a little much, man. Like this life thing is a little much. I will tell you, I'm there, but I'm not quitting. I don't have solutions for my problems, but I definitely don't have a desire to run from them in that way. I'm not better than someone who does. Make no mistake about it. I am not better than someone who does. My name is BDL44. Thank y'all for watching.